and welcome back to my channel. Tara here. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And do you guys like my top? I hope you can see it all. By the way, I'm blind, I can't see. My friend made this for me. How awesome is it? It says Seattle Grace Hospital Intern. I love it. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing a video all about the best resources pretty much ever for biology, and these helped me so much, and I wish someone had given me these resources when I was studying, and these resources basically helped me get an A star in biology. Okay, the first resource or kind of tip I want to mention, which is so important and kind of obvious, is do lots of past papers. These are so important. And so if you're curious, I did the CIE Examinations. That was my examination board. So I went on gceguide.com, and that's where I found past papers. And there was also another website I used called extremepapers.com, I believe. And they just had all the papers dating back to like 2002, something really crazy far back like that. If you don't do the CIE and you're something like AQA, I don't know all the British A-level exam boards, but you can pretty much just type it in on Google, type in AQA past papers and go through all the past papers. It is so important to do past papers if you want to get an A or an A star in biology. So what I loved about both extremepapers.com and gceguide.com is that they had not only the past papers and the mark schemes, but they also had examiner reports, which guys, these are so useful. This is basically my second tip, is use the examiner reports. These are great resources. So basically, well, I don't know if it's the same for all exam boards, but if you're doing Cambridge CIE like me, every so often, my cat's here. Say hello, Katie. Okay, every so often, the examiners basically publish a report on like where candidates went wrong and like how they're answering the questions incorrectly and how they can improve. And like, this is such an amazing, valuable resource because they basically tell you where to improve. So I remember for English, I went and found the examiner report for like 2014, and it's like, okay, every so often they do update the syllabus, but a lot of it still applies anyway if you are now like on the 2018 syllabus or whatever. So even if your syllabus has updated, a lot of the content of what they're saying is still relevant. Like, I'm pretty sure for English it said a lot of the candidates, I think, didn't see the big picture when analysing some of the passages and stuff like that. So it was really good to see where most people went wrong, and also where I was going wrong, because I was sometimes those candidates who were going really wrong, and it kind of told you where you could improve and stuff. So definitely go through all past papers and any other resources you can find related to your exam board. Okay, so the next resource I used a lot was a YouTube channel, and I believe his name is Mr. Pollock. I'm going to put his YouTube name and channel here. I found his videos so helpful. So if you didn't know, I homeschooled myself through A-level biology, and sometimes reading straight from the textbook, it got really complicated because I couldn't see the big picture, and it would just become very detailed before you could see the big picture. So his videos basically helped me see the big picture and just understand the concept, and then I'd go back to my textbook and learn all the little details off by heart. I used his videos for all sorts of things like the cardiac cycle, muscle contraction, which I got really confused with that, and his video helped me a lot. So definitely check out Mr. Pollock's videos. I'll put the name, everything here. I just found them to be so helpful and simple, and he just breaks down the concept so easily. But guys, don't just rely on YouTube videos for your revision. Use a YouTube video to like help you understand the topic, but then go back to your textbook and make sure you learn all the specific details that are needed. Because I think Mr. Pollock did the AQA specification, whereas I'm CIE, so he didn't have all the details I needed. And sometimes like he didn't always have videos covering topics I needed, and sometimes he had videos covering topics I didn't have in my book. So it all depends on your specification on your exam board, but otherwise if Mr. Pollock doesn't have a video for you, you can just look around on YouTube and see what you can find. Okay, the next resource is Crash Course here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably heard of it. I feel like most people have heard of Crash Course. For me, I didn't personally love their videos, but sometimes, like if I got bored from reading out the textbook or I just needed a nice change, like a change of pace, I'd watch a Crash Course video just because they were quite entertaining and nicely done. So you can definitely check out their videos. They have also on chemistry. They have basically all subjects. I'm going to be doing a resources for A-level chemistry video soon as well, and Crash Course is mentioned on that as well. And once again, I just want to say, don't solely rely on YouTube videos, don't solely rely on Crash Course. Make sure to learn all the details in your textbook. Okay, the next resource I used and I really liked was another YouTube channel called Bozeman Science. I think I'm saying that correctly. I don't know, I just liked his content. I thought it was nice, and it was completely different to Crash Course in that it was like a lot slower, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Bozeman Science was really great, and I believe he also has a website linked to his YouTube channel. I think it's just bozemanscience.com. And I've kind of forgotten, but I think he is American, and he does videos on like AP biology and AP chemistry, so advanced placement, and a lot of it did correlate to like A-level biology and chemistry. I mean, even though it's like a different country's schooling system, we're all basically learning similar things, if you know what I mean. So if you don't understand a concept or whatever, try out his videos, and if you don't like his videos, try Crash Course or another channel. And I believe I also watched some of his videos for chemistry as well. So yeah, basically I just liked how his videos were set out. I don't know, they work for me somehow. I can't explain it. Okay, my next really great resource is called ZNotes.com. No wait, it's not .com, it's .org. Sorry, I have it all on my laptop. I wrote down everything so that I wouldn't forget what I'm saying. Okay, so if you are desperate and didn't make notes throughout the year, ZNotes are really great because they basically just summarize everything. And I believe ZNotes are for the CIE examination boards, but I'm pretty sure you can find notes out there for like AQA and what are the other board names? OCR? The only thing, okay, if you are like me and doing CIE, the ZNotes actually didn't cover everything. I found in the Cambridge CIE syllabus. I was wondering if the ZNotes actually were meant for the AQA syllabus, but either way, whatever exam board you're doing, you can find content in the ZNotes that are summarized really nicely. Again, please don't solely rely on ZNotes because you'll probably get like a C or a D because you don't know all the details. But if you didn't make notes on a certain topic and you just want like to quickly run through some idea or concept, the ZNotes were actually really great and useful for that. But please try to make your own notes. The ZNotes are only if you're desperate or if you just need a change of pace. If you're sick of your own notes, then by all means go ahead and read the ZNotes. So yeah, even though the ZNotes are specifically for the CIE Cambridge Examination Board, the topics are pretty much applicable to all exam boards. I mean, we're all learning the same thing. Okay, and then lastly, I think this is my last one. Every so often I would just Google something if I couldn't find a YouTube video on it or whatever, and the website was called revisionworld.com. Yeah, revisionworld.com. That's pretty simple to remember, and I'm pretty sure it had chemistry and other subjects on there too. My memory has gone quite blank anyway, and I found that their website was quite nice for biology. For me, doing the CIE examinations, they didn't have every detail that CIE wanted. I think it might have been set out for another exam board, but once again it broke down topics and concepts that I needed to understand. When I got bored of reading my own notes, when I got bored of reading from the textbook, it was nice to go online and just see it in a different perspective, if that makes any sense. Oh, that's another thing I want to mention. If you can learn something and understand something from a different perspective, that means you really understand it. So yeah, I would find, okay, I could read something in my textbook and understand it, and then I'd go on to say revisionworld.com and I'd read about this topic and realize I don't understand this, it doesn't make sense, and then I would know, okay, I don't fully understand it. Whereas other times I could read about like the kidneys in my textbook and then look at Revision World and I understood what Revision World was saying, then I knew I was good and I understood my stuff. But yeah, for me, I personally prefer to watch YouTube videos. I don't know what that means about me. Am I more of an auditory person? But I'm also really visual, so I don't know. And every so often I would read the Revision World notes, but they weren't like my favorite, but they were still good, if you know what I mean. Okay, I just realized that was not the last point. Lastly, guys, is know your specification. This is, again, just like past papers, such an incredibly important resource that I don't know if enough people do, is get hold of the specification for your exam board. You can look it up online. I found the CIE one online, or ask a teacher. Just somehow get hold of the specification, and basically the specification just has every like bullet point of everything you need to know. So I remember when I only downloaded my specification like a month before my exams, which was stupid, I know. And I remember for both biology and chemistry, there were certain things on the specification that weren't in my textbook, and that's immediately when I started to Google and YouTube things and quickly learn them as fast as I could. So there might be a few little things in the specification that maybe your teacher forgot to mention or your textbook just like left out because So make sure you go through the specification and just like tick. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in bullet point form no matter what exam board you're doing, but you can just tick each section to make sure you know everything. And sometimes what was really interesting on the specification, I'd find a section saying, okay, they need to know about the kidneys, and about so and so and so and so, but they don't need to know about the loop of Henle. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I spent all this time memorizing the loop of Henle and I don't even need to know it. It basically just said on the specification, it said you can learn the hoop of Henle, but you don't have to know it for the exam. And I was like, oh my gosh. So get hold of your specification, it makes such a difference. And yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. I really hope it helped you guys. Comment down below if this helped, and comment down any other kind of revision videos you'd like to see that might help you. If you'd like to see like a chemistry revision video, something like that, like my top resources for chemistry, chemistry notes, biology notes video, I'm happy to make any of those. And I hope you're having a lovely day, and bye! Topics are pretty much applicable. The background information, you can learn the hoop